Welcome to THV 11 at noon. I'm Hayden Balgavy filling in for Michael Aaron on this Labor Day Monday alongside Corallys Ortiz. Boy, does it feel good out here in the weather garden.
Amazing.
It feels incredible. Now, as good as it feels, as we've been kind of talking a little bit, feels amazing. Enjoy your Labor Day, but there is some concern just with all this dry weather. We have not seen very much rain at all.
Yeah, I know we saw rain yesterday, but it was more or less hit or miss. So some spots didn't get a good soaking that we've been needing for a while.
We've been needing it.
Yeah, essentially we still have that elevated wildfire or just fire danger in general. Just wanted to let everybody know it's at moderate level. Not really see a whole lot in terms of rain in the forecast, especially today. We're sitting at 83 right now. Dew points have continued to drop throughout the day. We're in the 60s this morning and they're in the mid 50s now. So it's not humid whatsoever. Great for grilling and chilling. Highs only in the upper 90s for today and wall-to-wall sunshine. Here's what I'll break down on the forecast coming up. So on top of the beautiful Labor Day we have, again, we're going to be rain-free. I'll explain why. And of course, just reminding everybody about the moderate wildfire danger because of this dry weather. I have another look at your forecast coming up.
Corallys, thank you. Right now, burn bans are still in effect for 2 Arkansas counties. Outdoor burning is prohibited in Conway and Cleburne County because of the persistent dry conditions we have been seeing. Now, while your county may not be on that burn ban list, the fire threat remains high this Labor Day, and fire officials are urging people to take steps to make sure your cookout doesn't end up burning just more than your food. THV 11's Ian Russell is sharing their message with us this afternoon.
This is a typical time of the year when we would say we would have a fire season.
For the Hot Springs Fire Department, there's never a time when they're not watching for fires.
After they thought that it was, cooled off. That's not the case at all. That's something to be very mindful about.
Add in that we're on a holiday weekend, and they're even more mindful.
A lot of people, if they do anything, it'll be the very first part of it, and then that gives them time to do what they want to the latter part of a longer weekend.
Hot Springs was under a burn ban for the past couple days, and that was lifted on Friday. Even though it's gone, it doesn't mean the reminder of safety goes away too. We spoke with Fire Marshal Tom Broughton Friday, who said the rain they got earlier in the week helped.
So we left it on this morning, wanting to watch the weather today to make sure that it cooperated, and it did, so we were able to lift it.
They talk to volunteer fire departments. Sometimes they call us for advice.
Robert Murphy works with the Arkansas Department of Agriculture and helps decide when burn bans happen. He says this weekend is a big one to watch.
And they're starting to get a little harder to control. Those are all things that, we would love to see people practice fire safety while they're out.
So what do they recommend? It starts basic. Just don't leave your grills or campfires unattended.
There's lots of times we go to fires and somebody say, I just walked away for a minute, and then that minute that they walked away, it got out and we were called. So always stay with your fires and make sure they're out before you leave them.
So even though you might have plans of grilling or camping this weekend, plan on staying safe too.
Simple one: be careful, be safe, be smart. Have time and fellowship with your family while you're out there. But also be mindful of if you are grilling or if you have a cookout or camp out, stuff like that. Just after it's over, be mindful of what you're doing.
Reporting in Hot Springs, I'm Ian Russell, THV 11 News.
Another Labor Day danger. State officials are worried about COVID-19. Now, it could be weeks before we see the holiday weekend's impact on our numbers. Yesterday, the Arkansas Department of Health reported 1,072 new cases of COVID-19. 19 more people have died from complications to the virus, and over 1,200 people are currently fighting COVID-19 from an Arkansas hospital. Something to keep in mind that the governor shared in his update yesterday. These numbers do not include the full testing day that is normally reported. He'll likely elaborate more on this weekend during his update this week. Meanwhile, unvaccinated people make up 90% of COVID hospitalizations in the state. That's according to the Department of Health. More than 1.2 million Arkansans are fully vaccinated. That's just shy of 50% of eligible people ages 12 and up. And more than 28,000 vaccine doses have been given out since Friday.
Americans filled the bleachers and got in the last beach visits of the summer as the nation celebrated the Labor Day weekend. But hospitals were also crowded.
And people are like, yeah, it's all open, it's all free, and it's devastating to me.
The CDC says the U.S. is now averaging more than 150,000 new COVID cases a day. Health officials say it doesn't have to be this way.
There are no vaccinated COVID critically ill patients in these units.
Meanwhile, the Biden administration is preparing to begin booster shots for those who are already vaccinated.
We were hoping that we would get both the candidates, both products, Moderna and Pfizer, rolled out by the week of the 20th.
But now says the Moderna shot will likely not be approved in time.
Administration officials say they won't rush the process to approve vaccines for children under 12, even as millions of kids will be returning to the classroom after Labor Day.
We know certainly more children are getting infected, and therefore more are getting hospitalized.
In Tucson, Arizona last week, a man was arrested for trespassing after he stormed into a principal's office, upset that his son was asked to wear a mask in quarantine following a close contact with someone who tested positive for COVID. Now the principal says she's since been sent threatening emails.
Remember, Tucson is a small community and you have a target on your back for enforcing unlawful orders.
While in Minnesota, a group of parents are suing the state, demanding the governor issue a mask mandate in all schools in order to keep kids safe. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.